Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Seduce Me Too. We are here with the orb talking to us. It's so freaky looking. Like, it looks like no face without the actual face. Like his little eyeballs. It's just missing that. Within the darkness of my dreams appeared a familiar purple orb floating in the vast space. I felt once again charmed by it, but I was more confused as to why it was in my dream and why it had asked me such a question. You.
Why would you do that?
Do what? What are you doing here?
I don't understand.
I don't understand either. What are you doing here? I had to repeat myself. The orb didn't move or change, but something about looking at it made me feel unsure. Why was the spirit haunting me?
I don't understand why you like him.
Why I like Erik? Wait, was this spirit the reason why I was aggressive to Erik? I glared at the orb, suddenly putting two and two together. You were the one who made me act so cruel toward him?
He's Icky. He's an icky man.
He's the man I love, though. I loved him dearly, and I didn't want to treat him like I did. If I was being forced, then I needed to stop the one who was forcing me.
Loving a person doesn't make them less icky.
What is so icky about him?
He talks funny. He keeps touching you. He has those.
Wait, what? Sex eyes?
Yeah. He is so icky. Icky!
I guess because it's a little kid, it wouldn't understand.
I'm not as disgusting as you make me out to be, Spirit.
Erik just has a flirtatious personality, I guess. My heart jumped at the sound of Erik's voice. In front of me appeared a reddish shadow, which quickly formed itself into Erik. The orb seemed to be to pulsate at the sight of him.
Icky man.
My name is Erik, and you are not welcome in my princess's dreams or her body.
You're not either.
Wait, what? Erik looked back to me and smiled before stepping forward, making the I wasn't say black orb, but it's a white orb, making the orb back away a bit. I couldn't tell if it was in fear or anger, but the pulsing energy around the orb seemed to become larger at Erik's stare.
My duty is to protect my princess from anything that threatens her. You, rogue spirit, are considered a threat.
All you do is touch her and take her energy.
That's not true.
What else does the icky man do?
I opened my mouth to retort back, but suddenly froze, feeling my thoughts escape me. For some reason, I couldn't remember anything else Erik had done, except for what the spirit said. What? Erik supports you, and he protected you. What are you talking about? You don't know what else to say. He would kiss me, hold me, and take my energy. This was wrong. Something was definitely wrong. Why couldn't I pin down more things Erik did? He protected you, dumbass! I don't understand! I held, oh my god, main character in this route, dumb. I held my head and shut my eyes, trying to focus harder on my thoughts. Erik, however, stepped towards the orb, a group of ethereal tendrils emerging from his back.
That's enough. You don't belong here, Spirit.
I expected the spirit to fight back, but it didn't say anything more. After a moment of silence, the spirit faded into the darkness of the room. Of the dream, sorry. Erik and I both let out a small sigh of relief.
Are you okay?
I'm better now, or yes I am. I'm better now. Erik nodded before wrapping his arms around me.
I swear that I will keep you safe.
See, Erik keeps you safe. How come she can't think of that? The words Erik spoke resounded in my chest, making me feel light and believe every word that escaped his lips. I felt safe enough to hear his determination. Still, I couldn't help but feel a small restlessness in my body, despite being in a dream. I thought that sleeping would help my anxiousness at the situation I was in, but it only made me more worried. With this new fear in my mind, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to hold out until we defeated the Demon Lord. A spirit was really actually haunting my thoughts. This was insane to say the least. Still, the spirit was quelled for now. At least until we found a way to expel it from my body. I woke up that morning before Erik, physically refreshed but mentally troubled. The event that ran through my dreams both bewildered me and scared me. How long was the spirit going to be stuck to me? A knock on my door interrupted my thoughts and woke Erik.
Who's there?
It's us. We brought food.
Can we come in?
Huh? Sure. Free food, guys. The thought of food made me relax a bit and forget about the circumstances I was under. The door opened to reveal the other incubi and their wives. Holding plates of food, James and Iridessa, however, each carried 2 full plates, passing one to me and Erik.
Oh, thank you, James.
You're welcome.
You'll never guess who prepared it, though.
I might instantly went to Matthew or James. They were usually the ones who made food when they lived in my house. Still, it could have been Damien as well, or Diana. But then my mind cycled to the rebel leaders and Diana. We were in their castle as their guests, so it would make sense if they made us food. Looking down at my plate, I noted the selection of food. Fruit slices, bread, cheese, and some form of meat jerky. It seemed native to the demon world, but it was indeed human food. Using process of elimination, I decided that it was probably Diana.
How did you both sleep? Our rooms are on the opposite end of the hall, so we didn't know how you two were doing.
Did you two get to catch up?
Matthew, no.
Please, Matthew. They obviously did more than catch up. A bit of Twilight Tango? Sensual salsa? I bet he dipped right in.
Well,
Erik and I looked at each other, ignoring Norians in the window as we thought of the seriousness of the situation. Did we want to tell them what was going on? Explain everything or eat our food? No, explain everything. Hopefully this is not the wrong choice. I didn't want Erik to be the one to explain. The spirit was in my body and it was my problem. My voice is dying out. My motion for Erik to eat before turning to the group and starting my explanation. Well, there's something we found out last night. I haven't been in control of myself because of something.
What did you find out?
Wait, you're not saying that...
Hey, are you pregnant?
No, why is everybody thinking she's pregnant? Come on now. Erik choked. I quickly turned my head to see Erik covering his mouth and coughing almost violently, most likely trying not to suffocate on the food in his mouth. He quickly swallowed his food and smiled painfully at the group.
no. She is not pregnant.
Erik was right. This was a whole different matter. For a second, I wondered what Erik thought about the question. But more importantly, we needed to let the group know what was going on.
Is having a child that bad?
The room around me seemed to freeze as a spirit's voice appeared in the air. I looked around and noticed that everyone, including Erik, was still. What?
The Icky man doesn't think so.
What do you mean? In the middle of the room, the spirit appeared, making me gasp. It floated over to Erik and spun around his head, making him light up slightly.
Well, if she were pregnant, I'd be able to expand my legacy.
Erik? Was that really what he was thinking? He wanted children to expand? No! No, this was a trick. I glared at the orb as it finally moved back to the center of the room. You're lying to me. Whatever you're trying to do won't work.
I'm not doing anything. Just look at him.
I did, wanting to prove the spirit wrong. However, my eyes couldn't lie to me. He had a nervous, almost pondering smile on his face, as if he was keeping quiet about his thoughts. Were the thoughts I heard really Erik's?
He's an icky man.
Would you stop saying that?
It's true. He wants to make babies with you. You heard so yourself.
He didn't say that. But in a way, he did. We're countering ourselves right now. Expand his legacy. Who says that? Then again, the look on his face couldn't lie to me. The more I gazed into his eyes, the more I could see a form of disappointment. Was I overthinking it?
He keeps touching you and trying to make you feel good. He wants to make you have his babies.
Well, I don't think so. I think he's just showing his love. Stop it. Don't say anything. Stop it. I don't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear it. This was something I had to figure out myself. If this spirit was telling the truth, which I doubted, then I would deal with Erik when the time came. However, the primary problem was that the spirit was still inside of my body. I looked at the floating orb, seeing it bob up and down in place. So, how long do you plan on sticking around?
Sticking around?
How long do you plan on being in my body?
Oh. I don't know.
I didn't know. I wanted to stand up, but I felt my body stay in its place. I guess whatever phase the spirit had me in, I could only shift my head, but not move from my spot. That only proved that this was in my head. You don't know.
I don't know.
How do you not know?
I just don't. I tried, but I can't get out.
This was proving to be useless, as childlike and innocent sounding the spirit was. This conversation was obviously going to go nowhere. I sighed and lowered my head, closing my eyes.
I was trapped when I died too, you know?
Don't listen, or huh? Would it be rude if we don't listen? Does this go with anything in the storyline? I don't know. I looked up at the spirit, suddenly curious. They were trapped when they died. As the world began to move again around me, the orb vanished without a trace.
We have a different issue. My princess is being haunted by a spirit.
A spirit? But I can't hear its thoughts.
You can't catch everything, Damien.
That doesn't make sense. If a spirit's inside of her body, we would have sensed it.
That's the odd part. There's someone within her, but they are not powerful enough to be pinned down. It's as if...
It's a child.
Yes, how did you know?
Spirits of children are extremely versatile, miss. They are smaller and less noticeable than a regular spirit, but their emotions run just as high, if not higher, making them more powerful.
So a child made you fight Erik?
Yes, it also called Erik the Icky man.
Well, you were for a long time, dude. You can't deny that.
That was before I met my princess.
I looked to Erik as he looked back to me. His eyes were full of love and appreciation as he smiled down at me, making a small blush run across my cheeks. Erik gently lifted his hand and caressed my cheek, making my face warm up at his touch.
You changed me for the better and turned me into a proper man. I would never wish for you to feel that I am disgusting.
But he was an icky man before, right? Matthew said that. Smile or kiss his cheek. I guess we kiss his cheek. Erik was so sweet to think of me. I loved him for everything that he was and is. He was occasionally perverted and seductive now and then, but that was part of the charm I fell for. He was still my Erik. Yeah, he just has a flirtatious, vibe. As I kissed his cheek, Erik gasped, and I could feel a quick forming warmth appear on his cheek under my lips. I pulled away and noticed a red tint across his face, but a loving smile still plastered on his expression.
Should we leave? They look like they're ready to make those babies now. Ow!
Knock it off, Matthew.
Before anyone could laugh, however, another knock appeared at the door. Who is it? Obviously Diana.
Diana, dear, may I come in?
Of course. Sure, come on in. As Diana entered, the room became silent. Her guard Settle followed behind Diana and stepped into the room as well. Closing the door for her, he remained by the door as Diana looked at my plate.
Did you not enjoy breakfast? I can make you something else if you'd like.
Huh? I quickly looked down at my plate, realizing that I had barely touched the food. I shook my head and looked up at Diana. No, this is great. We were just talking.
I see.
Thank you for breakfast, by the way.
My pleasure. I'm sorry that it's not much, but it's something to fill the stomach.
It's something.
It's all good. It's better than that stew that everyone else was eating.
We had stew?
Trust me, don't worry about it. You're not missing much.
Indeed. Anyways, I came by to ask you something, dear.
Huh? Ask me what?
What exactly is going on? What was controlling you last night when your husband came around?
Right, Diana still didn't know what had happened. Well, we were just talking about that. As I stared at Diana, I felt something inside me grow very happy. Why wouldn't I be? She was feeding us and making sure we were at least comfortable. Hell, she was going to break the curse on me and kill the demon lord. At least I hoped she would. Still, something felt odd about the way I felt. I shook my head and looked at Erik. He nodded and looked to Diana, causing her attention to turn to him.
A rogue spirit has taken refuge in her body.
A spirit?
Oh my god, is the orb her little sister that died? She was trapped in the fire.
How? We felt no such.
And then she said Erik's Icky, and Erik's dad was the demon guy that killed all the family members.
It's a child, Diana.
A mere child? What kind of child has that much anger and sadness that they can control the human body?
It's your little sister.
My lady, if I may.
This is where we're gonna stop. I cracked the code. I bet that was the code. The little sister. It's your little sister, I bet, because she said she was trapped. The only place that she could have been trapped was in that fire. And she hates Erik because Erik is the son of the Demon Lord. Bam. Solved. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. Right? I said that correctly? Yeah. And I'll see you guys in the next one.